Pregnant dads. Yeah, you totally read that right. But if you're picturing us being pregnant, you might be a little disappointed. What we're talking about is our surrogate being pregnant across the country and the experience being super, super strange for both me and my husband. It was this weird disconnect where our life remained the same, but we knew in the back of our minds that our daughter was being carried by a wonderful surrogate and our life was going to change really soon. So I swear, I blew Ariana's mind talking about all of this with her in this next clip. I'm sure you're going to love it. Let's go. Yeah, and then we started the whole like just waiting to be dads, which was a very strange disconnect for us because it
Totally.
felt like a dream. Like our family was starting across the country, someone else was carrying the baby, and nothing in our lives was changing for the entire 9
Hmm.
months. Like we were
Yeah.
mentally preparing, but there were no like obviously no swollen feet, no weird cravings, none of that stuff. So
Yeah.
everything that you imagine pregnancy is going to be or you hear about was very different for us because we were so far removed from it.
You weren't going to get emergency blizzards at 2 a.m.?
We should have.
Weird.
You know what? We should have taken advantage of that.
That was me. Wild, wild. But you're right, like, I haven't really thought of it from your perspective, as this is obviously something so impactful, like, really going to change your life, and as someone who has been pregnant with my own children, I did have that, I was feeling sick, my boobs hurt, I was changing my clothes, like, those are all indicators that even if you're not mentally thinking about it, you're preparing because your body is preparing. And then for your partner, like for Mike, um, he's watching that happen and he's like seeing my demeanor change. So it's almost like without us trying, we're having to prepare versus you really thinking about it. It's probably all consuming all the time thinking about it, but not having it there happen with you.
Yeah, like it just felt like a dream. And
Yeah.
then the day that the birth happened, we were over across in the country, and it was during COVID.
Yes.
COVID was, I don't know if we can swear, a shitstorm for everyone. Um,
Literally.
so when we got to the hospital, we were told that we wouldn't be allowed to be there for the pregnancy because of all the restrictions. But luckily, our surrogate was such an advocate for us. She talked to the nurse and ended up getting us in, so we were able to
Get
be
out.
present for the birth. It
Oh.
was amazing. I
That is so incredible that she took it upon herself to advocate for you. Like, it's one thing to be carrying a baby and to try to advocate for, like, your own health in birthing the child, but the fact that she really did advocate for you both is that just, like, makes my day. That's incredible.
Yeah, and like let me tell you, we were okay with not being there, but once we were there and we saw everything, we were like we wouldn't like miss this for the world. Like we're so fortunate to see this and you don't understand the miracle of it and just all the emotions going on everywhere until you're there. So I'm so thankful that we were able to be there because we wouldn't have known what we would have missed out on.
Totally. It almost makes me cry. I have goosebumps because birth is such a beautiful thing, and so the fact that you could be there and experience that together as a couple too, because I know with COVID rules, sometimes it was like one person, not two. Like, I just think that that's so important, and it is part of the bonding process for both of you, for the baby, probably for her to see you guys experiencing that too. Like, I just think that's so important, and I'm so happy that you had that experience.
And she was such a rock star. She gave
Oh.
birth, and we were kind of torn because obviously she's in pain, and we wanted to stay by her. And then
Mhm.
our daughter was born, and the nurses had her over there. And she just looked at us and she was like, "What are you guys doing? Go over, go see your daughter." And we were like, "Okay, oh, thank
Yay.
you for giving us that permission. Like, you are awesome."
That is so incredible. I think it just goes to show that you obviously made the best decision in having her be your surrogate.
So I'm letting you in on a little secret here. When Maya came out, she was not supposed to be Maya. We had the name Sophia picked out for her, which was number one on our list, and I think number one, maybe even globally for that year. But she did not look like a Sophia. So we both kind of looked at each other, did the like double take, and decided that we had to find another name. We waited a couple hours. We actually made a list a while back with all of our top names, and maybe I can drop it in the comments below. If any of you use that list for your baby name, like let me know. That would be so flippin' cool. But I remembered that there was a name in the middle that Stefan had chosen, and it was Maya. And it just kind of like, it stuck in my brain. And at that moment, I was like, what about Maya? And Stefan loved it. He agreed. We both agreed she looked like a Maya. So from that point on, our little bean was named Maya. But it's so crazy how you can go in expecting one thing. And of course, we had never gone through this process before. And then come out with something just like completely different, but completely right at the same time. Mhm.
That's so cool. So take me back a little bit through the pregnancy process, and she was not in the same province as you, right?
No, not in the same province, across the country. We flew out to visit her. I think flew out there 2 times. One time to give our sperm because it's better to do that locally, and then the other time we flew out when she was, I think, halfway through her pregnancy.
Hmm.
But other than that, we were connected digitally, like talking, FaceTiming, all of that. But that's also why it felt odd. We only touched her
Yeah.
baby bump once, and then the
Oh,
next time we were there, we had a baby.
that is so wild to me. So what was communication like? Like, did you have a schedule? Was it kinda just like whatever happens? How did that work for you?
It was kind of whatever happens. Like, we knew it was a good relationship because we could just casually be like, "Hey, do you want to chat today? Yeah, let's chat." We didn't feel the need to have a schedule or plan out a spreadsheet. It just worked so seamlessly.
In terms of surrogacy, because, like, for egg donation, we talked about known versus anonymous. Is there, like, a conversation that happens before of how hands-on you're gonna be in that relationship or what communication will be like after the baby's born?
Yeah, there is, and every surrogate is different. This surrogate also aligned with our values. We wanted
Mm,
to keep a relationship, and she was very open to that. So I
love
think
that.
that's another reason we connected.
Yeah, so another motivating factor, I guess, when choosing a surrogate too, not just health. That's so cool. So you've stayed in contact with her, you've stayed in touch with her?
Yep, still in contact. She's had how many? I think she's had 9 births. She
I
has 5
remember you
kids of
told me
her
this.
own.
I was
Yeah,
like, "What a superhero." Like, this woman
seriously,
is incredible.
superwoman. Yeah.
That's wild.
She
Incredible.
just loves it. It's her calling. So the fact that we can stay connected with her and just follow her other journeys that she has and see the joy that she's bringing to other people's lives is amazing.
That is so cool.
Now, if that wasn't weird, I don't know what is. It's one of the strangest experiences. But with this experience, the one question we always get is how much does it cost? And listen, in the next video, I'm not gonna go a ring around the bush. Ring around the bush? That's not it. Ring around the merry, beat around the bush. I don't even know what the term is, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna tell you the exact numbers. So let's just dive right into that next video. Let's go.